All right, hello. Welcome to the first video for this channel, All Things Outdoors USA. The goal of this channel is just going to be to provide you guys out there that love all things outdoors with some information, hopefully some reviews and some feedback on different products to maybe save you some money and save you some time. At least that's what the idea of the channel is right now. The first video that we're going to do today, just because it's a new gun that I have here, I've shot it a little bit, but it is the Gamo air gun. It's a break barrel air gun. I chose this one because I didn't want to I wanted the accuracy of a better air rifle, but I didn't want to pay the big bucks and have to constantly refill tanks like the PCP guns. It is in 22 caliber. Here's some of the ammo that we're gonna try. The Gamo rocket ammo. And it's advertised to shoot 1,300 feet per second, but I don't think you're gonna get that out of it unless you shoot the expensive alloy pellets, which I do not have any of. All my pellets are actually lead pellets. But these, most people are reporting getting about 900 to 1,000 feet per second out of these, which is still pretty quick, good for pest control. You could hunt small game with it, squirrels, rabbits, such, if it's legal in your state. But one of the things I wanted to try with this air rifle, since I haven't had a pellet gun since I was a little kid, and when I started shooting it again for fun, the accuracy just was not there for me, so I wanted to try something a little better. Actually, it's right over there, sitting in the bucket, the old Crossman multi-pump, next to the Daisy Red Rider. Classic, still work, but just aren't as accurate as what I want to do. And these things are a lot cheaper to shoot, over even 22s. So if you like to shoot a lot, like to practice your accuracy, but you don't want to break the bank, this seems to be a good choice for you. The one thing I will warn you on, if you get one of these, and again, this is the Gamo, let's see if we can show it here, the Gamo Swarm Magnum Pro Gen 3i. There is the non-pro version that has the thumb hold stock. From the reviews, it seemed like it was worth the extra 50 bucks to get the pro, the little better stock, and the mounting bracket here that comes with your base and your rings for your scope, and the scope comes with a gun as well, is a little bit better in terms of keeping the scope on with the recoil of the air gun. There isn't much recoil, but it seems like the strange forward recoil of this gun does seem to loosen up scope screws. So one of the first things I would do if you decide to get one, as soon as you slap that scope on there, is to Loctite those screws down. I have a friend that has one that got it right before me that kind of convinced me to get one, that said, yeah, I was shooting great, I was surprised with the accuracy, and then all of a sudden, like, it seemed like every 10 rounds it started straying off bullseye from 25 yards, and I thought it was the gun and was going to be disappointed, but then realized that all of these screws were working their way loose. So as soon as I put it on and screwed it down, I tried myself, and I found the same thing. After every 10 shots, because that is the magazine that comes with it, 10-shot rotary magazine, which is nice. It's not, you don't have to load one at a time like a normal break barrel. But after 10 shots of shooting through that magazine, the scope screws were working loose. So I pulled them all out one by one because the rifle was already zeroed, put Loctite on it, and they have not backed out since. So far, I have been pretty impressed with the accuracy. In future videos, I will have hopefully a scope cam for you, and we'll show you every single shot because I like to watch other YouTube videos where you get to watch through the scope cam. But until we get that, we're just going to deal with the results today. So I decided, because this is the first adult air rifle I've had, to try all different kinds of pellets, because I like to try different types of ammunition for my other guns and see what it likes best. And the results might not be the same for you, but I want to give you a starting point, because some of this stuff I would not recommend wasting your hard-earned money on, and it kind of came to a surprise for me. So this will hopefully just serve as a shortcut for you to jump to some of the better ammo and hopefully save you some time and money along the way, because some of it is just absolutely awful. All right, so You're going to get a little bit of a spoiler as I show you the target here that I shot from 25 yards with this Gamo air rifle, because some of them were so bad I can't hide the groups from you right from the start. But the ones being tested, and I'll put, if I can figure it out, on the screen where I bought them and the pack that they came in. But this Gamo and these three here came from a variety pack that I bought on Amazon. It was $17–18 for a 4-pack, so they're pretty cheap per round. These Gamo rockets, which look like they have like a steel BB in the end of a lead pellet, I bought for $5 or $6 from Amazon. And these Crossmans were $5.99 for 175. I just bought them with the rifle through Midway USA. A lot of manufacturers or dealers did not offer the pro model I was looking for, so Midway had a pretty good price on it. It was a little over $300, and like I said, a lot of places weren't even carrying it. But these are where I started when I first got the rifle. Since I ordered these Crossman pointed 13.4 grain pellets with the rifle, I shot those first, zeroed the gun with rifle, and I was very impressed. As you can see, from 25 yards, the Crossman had 3/4 inch zero, and it was still dead on, even though I didn't zero it the same day as I shot this group. And again, these were super cheap, so I thought, well, let's try a bunch of other different kinds of pellets and see what's the most accurate in case I do decide to squirrel hunt or something with this gun. I want to figure out what works, what it likes the best, and since pellets are relatively cheap, except for those aluminum alloy ones that actually shoot much faster, let's buy a bunch of different types. It's more cost effective than if you want to do that your deer rifle. It might cost you a couple $100 to shoot all those different types of ammunition, especially if you want to do 6 types like this. A lot of the good ammo for your deer rifle is going to be $50 plus a box. That'd be pretty expensive, but this whole setup here was roughly probably $30, maybe less, to try all these different ones. And we'll go ahead and reveal the second ammo, which came in a 4-pack from Gamo. It is the Hunter Impacts. Again, came in the variety pack. The variety pack that came in 4 packs was like $17.80. And I was impressed with the accuracy of these. They did shoot high, but again, it was zeroed with the Crossman, so you can't really hold that against them. But had an even better group at a 1/2 inch. So I was pretty happy with that. If these were the final choice of what I wanted to hunt with, I would just bring that down there in about 1 inch or so to zero them. But the next one I tried kind of started to make me realize the pellets really do matter for your air rifle. That is a 4.5 inch group with these Master Point pellets. And I thought maybe something was wrong and tried to re-zero with the Crossman and made sure, but nope, they are just that bad. So I would not, if you buy these in an individual pack, I would not waste your money on buying these Gamo Master Points, because even from 25 yards, you can't hold a group at all. It's one of the worst 3-shot groups I've seen with any gun ever, other than maybe, well, don't let her hear, but the little Red Rider over there is probably worse, but she's old. Leave her be. The next I chose to try that came in a variety pack, again from Gamo, were these Magnum Energies. So these are 5.42 grains, the same as the Master Points, but they're supposed to have Magnum Energy, whatever that means. Well, they were a little better than the Master Points. 3-shot group is 2 1/8 inch, and these were all measured with just a regular tape measure. I did buy calipers for future videos to try to get a little more accurate once we have rounds that are a little more competitive, but yeah, you can tell pretty much just eyeballing which ones are the best ones for this. So again, not worth buying. Don't waste your money. The cheap Crossmans do much better. Or if you're going to buy the Gamos so far, I would say your best option are the Hunters. Next ones we tried, which were also in the variety pack, are these competitions. You can see they also shot high, like the other Gamos, as opposed to the Crossmans that was zeroed with. But that's a nice group, 3/8 of an inch. So far now we're looking at Crossman did just fine, especially for cheap ammo. But if you wanted to hunt with it, so far our picks would either be this Gamo Competition, which is 21.75 grains, so it's the heaviest one yet, or these Gamo Hunters. Those are the two best groups so far. The last one we've tried so far on this box we have here for you today are the Gamo Rockets. And I just got these because it seemed like a cool novelty. They have the steel ball on the end of the pellet. I can take them out and show them to you, each one later, as we can bear them. But wanted to give those a try just to see how they do. And not that great. 2 1/4 inch group. I wouldn't hunt anything with those, but those seem to be perfectly fine for plinking. The other day I was shooting walnuts off a tree. These will do just fine for something like that, shooting just to shoot. But these, you can't even hit a walnut off a tree, even if you're only 25 yards away, so don't waste your money. So they're all they are together. You can screenshot that, and if you want to shop later and buy ones that worked out a little better. So now we have them back up on the table here, and we have them ranked in order of their accuracy of everything we've tested so far. And I think you will probably notice a pattern here that I noticed once I shot all of them. Became pretty apparent. Apparently pellets are not accurate when they're pointy. That kind of surprised me. You shoot other rounds and out of high-powered rifles, and typically, you know, the pointier the better. Ballistic tip, higher BC bullets go maybe a little slower at the muzzle, but retain their energy out a long ways. Tend to be very accurate, as opposed to like something super round nose, like my 270, 150 grain round nose. They're fine out to 100, 150 or whatever, but their accuracy just does not even come close to the 130 grains, especially the pointed tips, but we will do a later video about that. But as a general rule of thumb, if wherever you're going to buy pellets maybe isn't this brand or whatever, I would say that's a pretty good general rule of thumb of don't buy pointy pellets. I don't know if it's the slower velocities and imperfections in that nose cone up front that kind of throws them everywhere, but both of the pointy pellets had, the second worst were these Magnums, and they had a little over a 2-inch group, and these Master Points, it was over a 4-inch group. So I've written on the back of those as a cheat sheet for me because I'll forget which ones. Cheat sheet not accurate, so you know the kids can shoot these, or you could just pretty much throw them in the trash. They're not really good to hit anything, but that variety pack was under $20 for 4 of them, so you just divide it out as $5 a pack. That's about what I paid for these, and these two are both well worth it for $5 a pack, but I would probably try to just buy these separately instead of buying the variety pack, because these two down here aren't really worth anything. They can't even get you close on paper to start to zero it. But if you can buy these separately up here, it'll look like pretty good options. In a future video we're going to make for you, we are going to try a new accuracy test. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot the Gamo Rockets down here. I wouldn't really hunt with these though because of the steel heads, but they were fine for plinking, especially the price. They're not much more expensive, if at all, than those Crossman rounds. And up here you have a good variety in grain weight. You want to try the Hunters, like 15 and some change grains. The Competition are 21.75 grains. These Crossmans are 14.3 grains, but it's surprising the Crossman actually shot the lowest. If I can get my hands on a chronograph, maybe we'll try to figure out why that may be. But for now, those are the ones we've shot. For the next video, hopefully I will have a scope cam for you. And I do already have now a caliper instead of just trying to measure the groups with this. But next time, hopefully you'll be able to see me not only shoot the rounds, but measure the rounds, and we'll get even more accurate numbers with the calipers. One of the pellets that I've seen used by some other YouTube videos that seem to be very popular is this brand here. The Exact Jumbo Heavy Diablo airgun pellets. These are 22 caliber, 18.13 grains. They are going to be the next ones we review, and we are going to put those up against, not this junk, these other three, and any other pellets that I may acquire between now and then. But put up against these three and make our final decision of which ones we're gonna zero the rifle with and hunt with, because right now it's zeroed for these and they do just fine. But if one of these other ones do significantly better, we'll zero it with those. I have high expectations of these from the other videos I've watched, and also these are significantly more expensive. I will put on the screen what those cost. I don't remember off the top of my head, but I remember them being significantly more expensive than all these others, which are like $5 for either 175, 200, 250 quantity. These were, I think, more or about as much as all three of these put together. All right, stay tuned for a future bloopers reel there, as I was trying to do this part of the video where I could show you each one of the pellets and what they look like, and the shape differences that seem to have a pretty big impact on the accuracy of the pellets. I got attacked by a yellow jacket, which they seem to love me for some reason, or love to hate me. So that video would be pretty funny when we make the bloopers reel of me running away from swatting at a yellow jacket. But anyway, as I was saying before, I got attacked. The Crossmen, they say pointed, but they are not very pointy. It's more of a cone shape, especially compared to here are the pointy ones. They're the Master Point. That one, the Magnums, which I already put away, but they pretty much look identical. Very pointy compared to this more rounded point. And you can definitely tell in accuracy. Here's what I was talking about with the Gamo rockets. It looks like a normal pellet, but it has what appears to be like a BB embedded in it. So that's the Gamo rockets. And the Gamo Hunters, which were also very accurate. Again, rounded. These probably even more rounded. If you would put the Crossman next to it, the Crossman are a little pointier and were a little less accurate, but the Hunters and the Crossmans are both more rounded instead of pointy like that one. And then the next one were the Competitions, which were very, very accurate. These grouped at 3/8 of an inch, and again, these Hunters right next to it grouped at 1/2 an inch, whereas the Crossmen were 3/4 of an inch. So those were the three best. But again, this one was the heaviest one we tried, and again, rounded nose. So just as a little sneak peek for the next one to help you in your guesses of what's going to win the competition next go around. We have these JSB Exacts. I'll open it up for you. You can tell right off the bat, a little more quality control possibly. All these others, just loose pellets rolling around inside. Again, much cheaper, but these have a little foam piece on top that keep them a little safer in transport, I guess. We'll take a look. If I can grab one here, is what they look like. Again, rounded, so they probably will do pretty good. Let's see if they can beat either the Hunters or the TS22 Competitions. Look pretty similar. The one it looks the most similar to me, it's kind of right in between. It looks like it's halfway in between the Gamo Hunter and the Gamo Competition. In this picture here, it's kind of hard to tell with the lighting, but it looks maybe a little closer to the Gamo Hunters. That Gamo Competitions are, again, heavier, and they look to be a little bit longer. I guess that's where they add that extra weight, because the Hunters are 15.5 grains. The Competitions are 21.75 grains, and the Gamo Exacts are 18.13 grains. So weight-wise, they're also right in between those two. Stay tuned and check out the next video to see which one wins.